Alright, so Damon's gonna stop tripping this episode. I mean, that whole storyline is over, correct? Nope, he becomes a actual motherfucker. Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for today. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of House of the Dragon. This is for episode 5 of season 2, titled Regent. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for House of the Dragon. This one's going to be doing my review for episode 5 of season 2. This one's titled Regent. So, another week, another episode of House of the Dragon. We got 3 more episodes left this season, and, well, this episode was eventful. Holy crap. We had a lot of things go down. We had King's Landing, Rhaenyra stuff, Daemon stuff, lots of, storylines going on. So we're going to go through it and kind of talk about it. Of course, spoiler warning if you haven't seen the episode yet, but let's jump right into this. So after last week, of course, we had the death of Rhaenys, which, I mean, shit. And this episode starts off where they're basically taking her dragon back to King's Landing. And we've got Aegon, who is being brought back, barely, of course. And, well, this stuff is crazy because they're bringing him back. He's barely even alive if they even think he's going to pull through. And they're, like, taking the armor off of him and shit like that. And it's, like, really brutal. Like, burned skin and, like, all this shit. And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, they make you watch it, too. It's really freaking brutal. But anyway, they're taking all the armor off of him. They're trying to help him as best they possibly can. And then the first fucking thing that is said, of course, the first fucking thing, which Aemon, of course, has no sympathy, whatever. He rushes right to it. He's like, okay, somebody's got to take his place. It's like, okay, so getting right to it, eh? And that was kind of a plot this episode is like, okay, who's going to lead us for now? Because obviously freaking, like, Aegon is not going to be leading us through no war. He's got multiple broken bones and shit, and, like, he's not doing well. He may not even get out whatsoever, right? So now King's Landing's kind of in a place of the unknown, and you've got Alicent that kind of steps up, right, in the meeting room and kind of says, she's like, I'll take over, I'll do it, I've done this before, and I'll do it again, And everybody in that meeting room, every single person at the table looks at her and they're just like, I mean, we need a person that knows how to ride a dragon, and we need somebody that could actually be a warrior and a leader and stuff, and you're not one of those things, so no, you're not going to be the leader, And they put Aemon in charge, and Aemon is like, oh yeah, absolutely, he's so freaking cocky about it. And it's a pretty insane moment because you got them, they're like discussing, what they're going to do and stuff and their battle plans and all that. And you've got Alicent that's just sitting there like, it's like, well, there you go. And I like the way they filmed it too, with kind of like the zoom in and shit, the muffled voices and, all that stuff. That was pretty good. I liked a lot of that stuff. But, Cole is right. I'm sorry. And they're all right in a certain degree. I mean, Alicent, she's just not that type of warrior leader, Not like Rhaenyra is, what I'm saying? Which, speaking of Rhaenyra, we get Rhaenyra in this episode after, of course, all the deaths that went down and all the craziness that went down. Obviously, we kind of see a bit of an aftermath. Corlys is going to be the hand, from what it sounds like, and he looks like he takes the offer by the end of the episode with enough, convincing and shit. So that was pretty cool as well, too. Again, Rhaenyra, this episode, we had a few things with her, setting up, like, this big dragon that they're going to be getting next episode, which is pretty cool at the end there, so that was pretty cool. They're going to need that to, fight the war and stuff like that. You got a few people that are kind of, like, questioning Rhaenyra in this episode, and, obviously they lost one of their best last episode, so she's kind of at a panicked state because she doesn't know what she's going to do, so hopefully this dragon could, obviously, do them something. But that was a pretty cool way to kind of cliffhanger the episode. Now, another thing we get in this one is Daemon. Now, Daemon this episode was interesting because he basically says, he's like, join me or your house burns. And he's there on his huge dragon. And I remember at first, especially the shot they were doing where you see like the dragon behind the one guy that's like walking away, I was kind of like, oh, fuck, he's going to light all of them up, isn't he, He doesn't do it, but I thought he was. I honestly thought he was going to kill all of them right there in that moment just for rejecting him, Now, here's my only problem with this episode, and it's really starting to get annoying to me, is Daemon and these hallucinations and this waste of time. I mean, honestly, like, I wouldn't mind this as much if it was like one episode in a 10-episode season or something, but like, Damon has been tripping balls like for the last 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, like I like Damon as a character. I really like Damon. He's one of my favorites on the show. But this storyline is dragging like a motherfucker. I hope that they end it soon. Literally in this episode, he fucks his mother in a hallucination scene. Like, you're getting desperate when. So I don't know. Not only that, but you get a whole bunch of other hallucinations, like his wife or whatever, and a few other people and stuff. And again, it's like, it's fine, but it's like, it's not an interesting plot. It's not an interesting plot at all. The only thing that I found to be really interesting in this episode, with his plot of things at least, is when he looks back at that older guy. I don't even remember the guy's name because I don't give a shit, but he looks back at him and he's just like, yeah, I mean, you could call me this, or maybe just call me the king. Maybe that sounds better, like that ego kind of kicking in. I like that. And I also like the detail that he says that, well, you know what? Rhaenyra, she can join me if she wants to, but I'm taking King's Landing for myself, which is, again, interesting because he used to say that he was loyal to Rhaenyra, and now it sounds like, it's almost like, well, I'm going to take it, but if she wants to join me, then that's totally fine, Again, selfish-ass characters in this show. I mean, seriously, all the time. It's insane. But yeah, there you go. So it was a good episode. I liked the episode. It was good. A lot of stuff going down. A lot of good dialogue, aftermath stuff. We'll have to see if Aegon survives. I mean, I hope he doesn't for the sake of the future of King's Landing. But I'll say this. I mean, at the same time, he's probably gonna live, but he's probably not gonna lead for a while. So we'll have to see what they do with him. I am honestly predicting, and obviously, guys, don't tell me because I want to be surprised, and I don't read the book, so obviously I don't want any spoilers, but I still think someone is going to kill Aegon. I do. I think they're tricking us. This whole, like, oh, they're keeping him there, and this and that, and he's going to live, he's going to pull through at some point. I don't think so. I think somebody in there is going to get selfish and take his ass out. I really do. I don't know who, but I feel like somebody's going to take him out at one point when he can't do a damn thing, And it's going to be history repeating itself with the king last season, I think is what it's going to be. You think it's going to go differently, you think it's going to go down a different path, and then it just doesn't, So, yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Really good episode. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Thought it was a good episode. Thought it was exciting. Just, again, my only issue is, really speed up this Daemon thing. Really, get to the point. But aside from that, really like the episode. So thank you all for watching. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click to subscribe and tune in to any other videos for Game of Thrones. Be sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for House of the Dragon. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.